Hello everyone, welcome to Ian's Bricks. I'm Ian and today I'm going to be going through the list of potential retiring Brickheadz sets that will retire at the end of 2023. This is a list that I actually got from Brick Fanatics, and I'll leave a link to their description below in my sort of description area for this video. Brick Fanatics are normally very good at sort of giving you potential lists of sets that are maybe retiring at the end of 2023. I will say there is no guarantee that all of these sets will be retiring at the end of 2023. You tend to find as the year goes on that some sets get added to the list and some other sets get taken away. But this is the list that we have so far, and I just wanted to go through each of the Brickheadz sets to see how well these particular sets may do, my thoughts on each one of these sets, and whether I'll be buying into them for Lego investing or to build. So let's have a look at the list first of all then. So altogether there are 17 items on the Brickheadz retiring list for 2023, so that's quite a lot of sets. And one thing I will say about Brickheadz is in general the majority of these sets are only available from Lego.com or from Lego Store, so always bear that in mind. So the chances of you getting any of these sets on a discounted rate will probably be fairly unlikely. So the only chance really you're going to get for most of these sets is to pick them up from your local Lego store or from Lego.com, but beware that there are limits to how many you can get. Normally it's about 5 from Lego.com, so bear that in mind. And also, it might be worth picking up these sets if you may be buying larger items, or if there's special gifts with purchases or double VIP points. That's when you need to be looking at buying these particular sets. I personally really like Brickheadz. I've been buying quite a lot of Brickheadz sets over the past couple of years because I do think they will do quite well. They're collectible, they're a little bit weird, I know a lot of people don't like the look of them, but I actually quite like them. I built a few of them myself, so I just want to go through the list and tell you my thoughts on each of the sets. So first up then we have 40377. This is Donald Duck. This is $9.99 in pounds, euros and US dollars. 90 pieces, so quite a small set. Released in February of 2020. Now I already own quite a few of these. I thought these would have quite a short shelf life originally, like the Mickey and Minnie mouse Brickheadz that they did, and they did really well in the aftermarket. Unfortunately, it looks as though the Donald Ducks have hung around for quite a while, which is going to probably affect their collectibility in the future. People probably already have them, so I think it might still be worth picking up one or two of these. I don't think they're going to do fantastically well in the aftermarket. They're okay, but they're not brilliant. I've already got quite a lot of these, so I probably won't be getting any more of these for now. But again, this should do okay, but maybe not one of the best themes. Next on the list is 40378, Goofy and Pluto. This is $13.49, $14.99 and $14.99 in euros. $13.49 is in pounds. 214 pieces, so it's a double pack, although the Pluto one is a bit smaller than the Goofy. Again, released in February 2020, so it's been on the shelves for quite a while. Again, I've got quite a few of these. I actually rate this slightly higher than the Donald Duck one, even though it's been out just as long as that one. I think it just looks better. I think the Pluto is quite cute. The Goofy one's okay as well. So I think out of those two, if you were going to be picking up, I'd probably pick more up of the Goofies and Plutos than you do with the Donald Ducks. But certainly worth getting a few of these, I think. Again, reasonably long shelf life on this one, but I just think that the look of this one is slightly better than the Donald Duck one. So this one should do okay in my opinion. And if you don't have this to obviously build, this is a nice little set to build, so I think it would be definitely worth getting this if you are going to be buying this to build as well. Next on the list then is 40476. This is Daisy Duck. This is also $9.99 in pounds, euros and dollars, US dollars, 110 pieces, and this was released in February of 2020 as well. This, again, a bit like Donald Duck, I think should do okay. I'm going to get a few of these. I think I've already got one or two of them, so I might get a couple more, but again, this is okay. Disney Brickheadz tend to do okay, I think, in general. Nothing special, not like some of the Star Wars ones, and I think unless it's Mickey or Minnie Mouse, then I think there's always less sort of popularity with some of the other characters. But again, definitely sort of potentially worth getting a few of these, but not one of the best options in my opinion. Next on the list then is 40477, Scrooge McDuck, Huey, Dewey and Louie. This is $21.99 in the UK, $24.99 in US dollars, $24.99 in euros. 340 pieces, released in June of 2021. This is obviously a 4-pack, so it's one big one and 3 little ones. Again, this should do okay. I picked up a few of these already, but I don't think they're going to do anything fantastic. Again, the characters are a lot less popular than probably even Goofy and Pluto and Mickey and Minnie Mouse, so I think that goes against it. But then you sort of think, well, it kind of goes with the whole duck theme, so if you're going to have Donald and Daisy, you might as well get Scrooge McDuck and the three nephews as well. So there's a possibility that it could do okay. So I've got a few of these already, so it should do okay, but I wouldn't get loads and loads of these personally. Next on the list, 40495, Harry, Hermione, Ron and Hagrid. This is also £21.99 in pounds, €24.99 euros and $24.99 in dollars. 466 pieces, so a lot more pieces than the Scrooge McDuck set. Also released in June of 2021. So this is Harry Potter. I think Harry Potter in general will probably do slightly better than some of the Disney ones that are retiring, in my opinion. This is a nice set. I've got quite a few of these already, and I will probably be getting more of these sets. I think they're definitely worth investing in. I think I'll be looking out for these when I go to the Lego store, and if there's a gift with purchase for a certain amount and I'm just under, this is the kind of set I'll be picking up to sort of top me over, get that gift with purchase, and certainly it's a decent thing for future investment. This has been out for 2.5 years, so a reasonable amount of time, but I don't think that will go too much against it. 2.5 years is still not that long in Lego terms, and again the figures are very, very collectible. Obviously you get the smaller versions of the kids, Hermione, Ron and Harry, and you get a larger version of Hagrid. So I think they should do okay on the secondary market once these have retired, and probably a really nice little build as well. Next on the list then is 40539. This is Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars. This is £9.99, $9.99 in euros, $9.99 in dollars, 164 pieces, and this was released in January of 2022. So this particular set, I've got loads of these. I've got absolutely loads of them. Over 10. I say loads, I mean it's over 10, less than 20. I've probably got about 14 or 15, I think. I've been collecting these quite a lot. These were originally supposed to retire at the end of 2022, and they didn't, which is slightly disappointing, but I still don't mind because 2 years shelf life is still quite short. Lot going for this one. It's Star Wars, it's Ahsoka Tano, very, very popular character. It's number 150 in the Brickheadz range, so there's a lot sort of collectability going for this particular set. I think even though this has been, a lot of people have probably already got this and bought this and built it and bought these for Lego investment, I still think these will do really, really well in the future. So if you haven't already got some of these, get some more. I certainly will be continuing to stock up on these as and when I go to the Lego store. I think these have a limit in the UK of 2 on the lego.com website, so once you've got the 2 you're going to have to get these from Lego stores. As far as I'm aware, they're not available anywhere else in the UK, so I like these. Definite thumbs up for me. If you don't own these already, get some of these because they're great. Next on the list, 40540, the Lion Dance Guy. This is another $9.99 in pounds, dollars and euros. Single figure set, 239 pieces, released in January of 2022. Nice little set, nothing special about it, I don't think. I don't think there's a lot of people that sort of particularly want this set. It's one that I'm probably going to be avoiding of all the Brickheads. It's not themed, it's not licensed. Yes, it's got a link to Chinese New Year, which might be collectible for some people, but for me I think there's other Brickheads out there that are better than this one, so it isn't something, I might pick up 1 or 2, but that's all. It's certainly something I'm not going to go in particularly a lot with this particular set. Nice set, but just not really for me for Lego investing. Next up, 40541, the Manchester United Go Brick Me. So this is $17.99 in the UK, $19.99 and $19.99 euros. 530 pieces, and it's released in August of 2022. And I'll also mention the 40542, the Barcelona Go Brick Me, which is the same price, same amount of pieces, and released at the same time. So these particular sets, I'm on the fence with these as though these will do well. Now, because I'm based in the UK, I certainly think there'll be more reason for me to buy the Manchester United one, because obviously Manchester United are based in the UK, they've got a lot of fans in the UK, they've got a huge following, so this is potentially something that will appeal to that market. I think in the UK there will still be Barcelona fans, but certainly not as many. So I think if you're based in Spain, definitely you'd be more likely to go for the Barcelona one than the Manchester United. So I think depending where you live will depend on whether these are going to be any good. I certainly think if you live in the United States, North America, even Australia or the rest of Europe, probably most of these sets just aren't even going to be worth getting. I think there's such a limited sort of following, even of the big clubs in sort of different countries and things, especially in the States where football, or soccer as you call it over there, isn't particularly popular as it is over here in the UK and the rest of Europe. So I don't think it's something worth investing unless you live in those particular countries. Again, I wouldn't particularly go deep on these. I would probably want to wait later in the year to see whether these are definitely going to retire, and then maybe pick up one or two of these. But not really my cup of tea, if I'm honest. Again, get one or two of them, but I won't be going particularly deep. I will keep an eye out on how the Old Trafford Stadium set, the big set from last year, that retired, and that seems to be doing better in the UK at least than I potentially thought it would do. So maybe the Manchester United link is definitely worth going for if you're UK based. Okay, next on the list then, 40550. This is Chip and Dale from Disney, £17.99 in pounds, €19.99 and $19.99. 226 pieces, released in March of 2022. Quite a short shelf life on this one, just over less than 2 years. Sorry. Disney theme, popularity of the characters. I think they could do okay. Probably they're slightly more popular than say Donald and Daisy Duck, I would say, in my opinion, just because they've got their own cartoon series, haven't they? The Rangers or something like that. Obviously, I don't watch it because why would I watch it? I'm a 50-year-old guy, but I still think they're nice and they're quite cute as well. I think they're out of all of the Brickheads, they do look quite cute and how they're dressed up and things. So again, I think this is something that's going to be worth investing in. I'm going to be picking a few up of these. I think they should do okay, not brilliant, but again, something worth getting. And again, if you want to sort of buy this to build this, I think now would be a good time, because I think they're quite cute little figures, and I think they look quite nice when they're built. Next on the list, 40553. This is Woody and Bo Peep from Toy Story, £17.99, $19.99 in euros and dollars. 296 pieces, released in February of 2022. Again, quite a short shelf life on this one. Disney, Toy Story is always popular. This should do okay. This is sort of one of my middling sets. So I certainly will be getting a few of these. I think it's worth Lego investing in this. Keep an eye out, I think, on how well the Buzz Lightyear set does on the Brickheads. That retired at the end of 2022. So if that starts to do quite well middle of this year, then potentially it might be worth towards the end of 2023 maybe starting to pick up a few up of these after we've seen how the Buzz Lightyear does. So the Woody's always going to be popular. Bo Peep probably less so, but they come as a two-pack. They complement each other quite well. So this one, in my opinion, should do okay, and you probably, if you are a Lego investor, maybe worth getting a few of these. Next on the list, 40560, the Professors of Hogwarts. It's £39.99 in pounds, €39.99 euros and $39.99 in dollars. 601 pieces, released of June of 2022. I spoke about this in my Harry Potter list that I did. I think this is going to be a good set. It's a bit more expensive, so you might not be able to pick up as many of these as some of the individual or smaller Brickheads, but again, I think it's got a lot of collectability. I don't think they'll be doing these Professors series again. A 4-pack is quite unusual in Brickheads. I think this should do quite well. I've already got a couple of these, and again, I'll be picking quite a few up of these as I go along. I think there's a limit of 2 of these in the UK on Lego.com website, so you're going to need to pick these up from Lego stores if you want to get more than the 2 that you're allowed from Lego.com. So definitely thumbs up for me for those, for that set. Next up then, 40615, the Tuscan Raider from Star Wars, $9.99 in pounds, euros and dollars, 152 pieces, released in January of 2023. So if this does retire at the end of 2023, just a 1-year shelf life. Star Wars, tick. Tuscan Raider, tick. There's a lot going for this set. Again, I think there's fairly limited availability on Lego.com, so just bear that in mind. I think it may be 5 on this one at the moment, but that could change. So again, available from Lego stores. Now, I went into my local Lego store on the 2nd of January when all of these sets were released. They had loads of these Tuscan Raiders on the shelves, and I went back about 4 days later and they'd all gone. So they're obviously quite popular. Now, the only thing with this is a potential set that could be extended, a bit like the Ahsoka Tano that we talked about earlier. It was supposed to retire in 2022 and didn't. So the Tuscan Raider might suffer that in the fact that it might not stay on for the it might stay on longer than the year. So just bear that in mind. But regardless, it's a nice, it's £10 set, a $10 set, worth collecting, getting quite a few of these. I think these will do quite well. And of course, with Tuscan Raiders, you can have more than one, because obviously in the films there were more than one Tuscan Raider, so people might want to collect more of these than just one individual one. So bear that in mind as well. I think this has got a win written all over it, particularly this one. It's pretty good. Next we have the 40622. This is the Disney 100th celebration. The only price we have for this one at the moment is in dollars, which is $39.99. Similar price, I reckon, in the UK and in Europe. It probably will be a similar price to the Professor of Hogwarts, the Harry Potter one that we talked about earlier. 501 pieces this. It's going to be released in February of 2023 with a less than a year shelf life, celebrating 100 years of Disney. For me, this has got winner written all over it. Now, if they don't extend this and it is only available for 11 months, you've got a very, very short time to pick loads of these up. They'll probably have limits on these. I would guess that probably Lego will do a 2 limit on this, so bear that in mind. It's not available yet, so I don't quite know what the limits are going to be. Of all the 4 figures, I think the Mickey Mouse looks a little bit weird. It's obviously the black and white Mickey Mouse. The hair, I wasn't that familiar with I forget his name now, but the hair character. But certainly I think the Snow White one looks brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I think they've nailed that Lego, looks really good. And even the Tinkerbell one looks quite nice, got little wings on the back. So quite a cute set, very collectible. Disney, and also most of the Disney characters are very, very well known. I can't see them doing another Snow White and a Tinkerbell probably ever. So I think this is definitely one that as soon as this comes available, I will be buying probably quite a few of these. Despite the higher price point on this one, I certainly think it'll definitely be worth getting. There's a lot of pluses for this one, so again, double thumbs up for me on this one. I think this is certainly worth going for, and definitely a good set if you're into building these as well. I think it'll be a really nice display piece. Next on the list is 40631. This is Gandalf the Grey and Balrog, $17.99 in pounds, $19.99 in euros, 348 pieces, released in January of 2023. So this is the set here. I've already started buying these. Again, short shelf life on this one, so if it does end up being just a year, very, very short shelf life on this one. Lord of the Rings, that's always going to be popular. I think Lego started to do a few more Lords of the Rings sets as well. I think for me, I don't particularly like the Balrog figure. I think it looks a little bit odd, a little bit weird. But the Gandalf is pretty good. But again, I think there's probably more going for it than against it for this particular set. Short shelf life, Lord of the Rings, and very, very collectible as well. So I think there's a limit of 5 at the moment on Lego.com, so you can pick up a few of these. And I think these are the ones I picked up from the Lego store. So I'm already starting to kind of pick these up. So really, really nice set, this one. I definitely think this is one worth investing in my opinion. As is 40632, Aragon and Arwin. Same price as $17.99 in pounds, $19.99 in dollars and euros, 261 pieces, released in January 2023. Again, great little set. I've got another one of them here. Basically the same as the other, and personally I think this is actually a nicer set than the Gandalf set, just because of the Balrog figure. I don't particularly like that, but I think both of these look really, really good. They look like the characters. A couple of really nice printed pieces in these ones as well, so I think these will do really, really well. I think of the two of the brickheads for the Lord of the Rings, this one will probably do the best of the two, in my opinion. So I'll certainly be continuing to pick up more of these in the Lego store and getting some online as well. Finally on the list then we have 75317, the Mandalorian Child brickhead. I talked about this in my Star Wars list that I did, but I'll talk about it again. It's $17.99 in recommended retail price in pounds, $19.99 in dollars and euros, 296 pieces, released in August of 2020. This set is probably the only of the brickhead set that I'm aware of that is available outside of Lego.com, and it's pretty much available everywhere, and it's been available for a long time, and it's heavily been discounted as well. I think a lot of people will already have this set. I own it somewhere on my shelf. I can't remember where it is now, but it's on there somewhere. I built one of these. It's a really nice little set. Look, Star Wars, Mandalorian, Yoda, Baby Yoda, they're always going to be popular, but I think just be cautious on this one. If you've already got a few of these, would you want to get any more of them? I still think it might do okay. I still think they're popular enough figures, but just be wary that a lot of people other people have already got these sets because they are so widely available. I certainly would suggest with this one, if you are going to buy some, certainly to look at getting it at a discounted rate. In the UK, you're probably looking at around about £12 as a reasonable price. If you can get it lower than that, great. So keep an eye out for them in different stores as well. They are quite often reduced price. One set I forgot to mention was this set here, which is the 40554. This is Jake Sully and his Avatar. It's 246 pieces, and it's obviously Avatar related. So this set is priced at $17.99 in the UK, $19.99 in dollars and euros, has 246 pieces, and was released in January of 2023, so a new set for this year. And apparently this will only stay on the shelves for 1 year. Again, take that with a pinch of salt. This might hang around for another year, so just bear that in mind. But at the moment, it's scheduled to retire after just 1 year. So it has a lot of positives going for it. The Avatar film that came out recently has done relatively well, I think, and they are going to be making future Avatar films. And also, I think because it's got such a short shelf life, this set potentially could do quite well. In most Lego stores, I have seen quite a lot of these on the shelf, so I think we may be expecting more people to pick them up than they actually have. But I think it's quite a nice little set. You've obviously got Jake in his wheelchair, which I think they've done a really good job of. It looks good, and the Avatar itself looks pretty good as well. So I think for me, this is a really good chance to get a decent looking set which has got a very short shelf life. So that's pretty much my list of the Brickheads. As I say, I quite like Brickheads. I think they're quite good for Lego investing. They're small sets, they're easy to store, easy to package, easy to send out. They're not particularly expensive, so especially if you're new to Lego investing, I think it's something worth getting in. Some of the returns aren't going to be huge. I mean, it's very unlikely that we're going to have a situation like Mickey and Minnie Mouse. I think they were sort of £10 each, and they sort of go for about £70–80 now, and they were only retired a couple of years ago. I missed out on those ones, unfortunately. I didn't know what I was doing back then, but if I only had a time machine to go back and buy all those Lego sets I didn't buy when I should have done. So I don't think any of them are going to do that well, but certainly a lot of these sets you'll be looking at getting 50% or maybe 100% doubling your money in a reasonably short amount of time if you're a Lego investor. And I think if you're just someone that likes to collect these, to buy them, they're quite a collectible theme, and certainly if you're into, say, for example, Disney or the Star Wars, there's lots of different varieties of sets you can get, so there's always a collectability to there, which is always a good sign as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. I will be doing sort of more videos like this in the future, so keep an eye out for those. Thank you to everyone that likes, comments and subscribe to my channel. That's very much appreciated. But for now, that's everything. Until the next video, we'll see you then. Take care for now. Bye! I did a double thumbs up at the end. That's so corny.